assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you're well, brother. It's very sad to hear what's happening. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allows them to make tawbah and guides them to the best of His Islam. The ulama are in total agreement that a person who does zina with a woman and they have a child together, that child is attributed to the mother and not to the father. The father has no connection with that child whatsoever, to the extent that some of the Shafi'i scholars have said the man can marry that woman, that girl, his own biological daughter. I mean, it's far-fetched, but this is to show you the emphasis that the scholars have said. This has nothing to do with Islam. Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Al-waladu lil-firash wal-a'il lil-hajar. The child is attributed to the bed, meaning the legitimate bed, legitimate marriage, legitimate relationship. And the one who does zina, they get the hajar, which is the rajam, which is the stoning. It's therefore, there is no connection whatsoever. However, all of the questions that you've asked here now, you can clearly see that the father has, well, not father, the brother who's done zina has some kind of feelings towards the child that's going to be born, and that's perfectly natural. He is the biological father. Therefore, the ulama have said. Now here it's very important for us to note that we have a fiqhi discussion, but then we also have a practical discussion. We have a discussion which is based upon emotions and aql and customs, and the Sharia takes that into consideration. Therefore, the ulama have said, despite the fact that this child is not recognized to be his child, he is not the biological father, if it's a girl, she still needs to cover. There are no ties of kinship. There is no obedience to said father because he's not the father. There is no inheritance. There is no mixing. She has to wear hijab in front of him, etc. However, the ulama have said that if the father, from the goodness of himself, wants to be involved in this child's life, then this is permissible. And this is sadaqah from him. And I think this answers all of your questions here. Should the brother who's done zina, may Allah protect us, be involved and guide them and give them tarbiyah and teach them about Islam, especially if the mother is allowing that to happen, then we'll say yes, and you'll get rewarded for that. But if he doesn't want to, then the only thing that is upon him is to make tawbah. That is the bare minimum that he needs to do. Anything beyond that will be sadaqah from his behalf. So the first question, should he stay? We will say yes, stay, guide the child, of course. But this is an act of sadaqah from himself. Question number 2, as the child will be born in Europe, is he allowed to inform his family at home about the situation in the child? If he wanted to, again, this is an act of sadaqah. If he wanted to let them know that, his family obviously is going to be a little bit embarrassing, but if he wanted to, yes, and he can say, look, this is my child, I've done something wrong, but I'm going to look after them as if it is my child. Islamically, as if it is my child. I want to look after it, I'm going to give it maintenance, I'm going to give the child tarbiyah, etc. Is he allowed to support the child? I think we've just answered that question. All of that would be sadaqah from himself. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us all tawfiq and success and the ability to make tawbah, and that He preserves us from falling into major sins and shirk. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.